This is Off Track.
What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to Off Track with Hinch and Rossi.
I thought you were home. Where are you now?
No, I left. I was home for 18 hours after a 31-hour travel day.
Why were you home so long?
Yeah, I just because I had 3 loads of laundry to do and not just the typical one. So I extended the trip a little bit.
I texted James today and I was like, hey, man, since you're back, do you want to go play some racket sports? Maybe even some golf, enjoy the nice weather? And he was like, I'm on a plane. And I was confused because we had a whole conversation yesterday about him flying home from Minneapolis and getting confused that Minneapolis is not Indianapolis or Annapolis or any of
Kannapolis.
The metropolitan
I don't think that's a place.
Kannapolis?
Kannapolis is definitely a thing.
Is Kannapolis a place? Where?
Yeah,
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I've never heard of that.
Know this?
Kannapolis?
Yes, it's right next to
Kannapolis.
I've never heard of that. I feel like you guys are both just messing with me right now.
No,
I would love you to fight us on this. No, don't. I bet you $1,000. I bet you $1,000. By typing it in, you're agreeing.
No, I'm not agreeing. I'm just curious if we have any listeners in Kannapolis.
I'm actually, Alex, I got to be honest, man. I'm impressed. Well, first of all, I was going to piss Tim off, but I was late hitting record on my side. So the audio file is going to be like really annoying at the beginning and then have to cut in the good stuff.
I'm used to you being awful. It's all right.
I am genuinely impressed with us that we know something that Tim doesn't, and like fairly normal stuff, not like some super obscure thing.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that place.
We understand that. You sure haven't.
There's another one in Pennsylvania, and I forget what it is, but I know that, when you're watching the election and it pops up cities, like that was always one. I was like, oh, that's another polis that I didn't know of.
Another Appolis?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of polises. It means city, but I've just never heard of
not, actually. I think there's like 6.
Well, guys, if you live in a polis or an Appolis that we haven't mentioned, make sure to flood Tim's inbox and social media channels and let us know what you're in. But yes, that all stemmed from the fact that I was sitting like 2 gates away from my gate to avoid people. And... I was supposed to be boarding it yeah, exactly. You're rubbing off on me.
Yeah.
And this was like 22 hours, I think, into my travel day. So I was just a little over everything. And I heard over the thing, Minneapolis final boarding. And I was like, I thought we didn't start boarding for 5 minutes. And I like jumped up from my chair and panicked, mad dash to the thing just to realize that right next to us was Minneapolis. I'm like,
and they were like, sir, is this your first time traveling? And you were like, in fact, it is.
In my first time traveling this hour.
Yeah.
But then, dude, so I got home for 18 hours, which was wonderful. Slept in my own bed. Alex, you and I had this conversation as well. I'm sorry, the rest of the world, but North American beds, they're so much better than everywhere else in the world. Everywhere on Earth has totally missed beds. Okay, except
Sweden.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny because I've slept in a couple IKEA beds and they were pretty.
Okay, so I just came back from England.
As I say, you haven't been to Sweden lately?
I feel like he's definitely been to Sweden.
I have not ever been to Sweden.
What?
Man, that's 2
Recently,
things
what is
you
going
totally
on today?
sucked on today. You're so dumb today. It's amazing.
You're an idiot.
Guys, I'm out. I'll see you next week.
But Sweden does make mattresses. And
okay. Yeah. You're talking about this super duper, carry on. This one that like cools you from the inside one that you got? Oh, okay.
That's an American Silicon Valley freedom invention.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
it. No. So was in England and went to Harrods, right? And Harrods is a tourist attraction if you're into that kind of thing. But also it's fun to just meander around. And we ended up in the home section of Harrods and walking through patio furniture and everything. We get to beds and we're like, oh, that duvet is beautiful. Like, wow. Is it double stuffed? Because, when you go to like Restoration Hardware or whatever, like, and they give you the
Oreos or duvets. Yeah.
Yeah. When you go to Restoration Hardware, they give you the tray of Oreos, right? They're always the thin ones because they're watching. No. Anyways, so RH usually double stuffs the duvets to make it look more appealing and presentable, right?
But like that's not how they sell them. That's just how they show them.
That's not how they sell them. Yes. Yes. And so Kelly was like, "Oh, this thing must be double stuffed," and it wasn't. And so we're like, "Man, this duvet is sick." And so we kind of walk and explore this brand a little bit, and we get to the bed, and it's this bed that's kind of in this. It's the center of the showroom, if you will. Okay. Imagine a car showroom. It's got the down lighting on it and everything. And
it's the number one. It's the big boy.
It's the bed. It's the big boy bed, right? And so you look at like the bed frame, right? And it's kind of got some of those like rivets that you would see on like a Louis Vuitton trunk or whatever, but it's not leather. It's just, it's very nicely done. It's a very beautiful bed. And Kelly sits on it and she's like, "Yeah, it's nice." But like, I don't really get it. And so then we walk to the window sticker, right? And James, what would you think an astronomically ridiculous amount of money to spend on a bed? Keep in mind, it comes with all the sheets, all the
sheets,
pillows,
mattress, bed frame. Does
everything.
it do anything that you haven't like revealed yet, or like is there
no? It does.
It's not like electronic. It doesn't.
No, we did walk by a headboard that had speakers built in, and I'm just like, why?
Okay, yeah. But, I mean, rain sounds. You do like.
I do, but also my phone is for the free.
Right.
And like, if you really want to get advanced, like Sonos speakers are a couple $100.
Yeah,
it's an astronomical number.
$23,000.
Keep in mind, we're in Harrods. No, that's not right, because I had this conversation with your wife.
Yeah.
And she kind of threw out a number like that. I'm like, all right, you can spend $8,000 on a Tempur-Pedic mattress. Okay.
Yeah.
You can then spend $10,000 on the Restoration Hardware bed frame. Right.
Yeah.
So you're already at tax at 23. So we're talking Harrods.
So you're okay.
No, I'm not saying that's not a ridiculous amount. I'm just saying that you can achieve without trying that hard.
Right. Okay.
At home. This is Harrods. Right. And everything's stupid.
$54,000.
You're getting there. But no.
I honestly thought your reaction when he said 23 was you were like, okay, pick a absurd number, but one more reasonable than that. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. So sorry, am I still under at 53,000?
517,000 pounds.
What?
Okay.
Does it come with a house?
No.
It's the finest bed, house included. Okay. So
what?
Okay. So those rivets are 24 karat gold.
No.
And the duvet is stuffed with unicorn fur tail hair. And it's 8,000 count sheets. What is a $500,000? Okay, so what is it? What are we doing? What is it?
Well, first of all, it's made out of horsehair.
Okay.
So the idea with that is, I mean, clearly good. And so the idea is that like it's a bed that'll last a lifetime, which you'd hope.
Fucking better.
And
just one? That's not enough lifetimes.
Actually, as I read more about it, is like a generational bed. Like you could pass it down.
That's just weird. Why would
Who
you want
that?
Okay. It is it comes.
My grandpa used to on this thing.
A guy flies out from Europe every year to flip it and like make sure it's evenly like distributed and stuffed. And really, that's it. That's really all you're getting. It's fireproof. So like some people apparently put valuables underneath it instead of like a safe deposit box. They just put
because they can't afford a safe for that amount of money.
and like a couple people bought them. Like Drake bought one, and some like aristocrats.
You could hire somebody at $100,000 American dollars a year to just watch your stuff for almost 7 years without having to buy that bed.
Yeah. So anyways, I found that to be pretty incredible. So I was blown away. And I figured you would be too, considering you thought a ridiculous number is $23,000. No,
Which I stand by.
Nay.
I stand by that.
$690,000. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to, by the fact that Kelly's reply or response as sitting on the bed was, yeah, it's nice. I'm going to stay by my claim that North American beds still just are the best value for money in terms of comfort. It doesn't matter, man. I've been to South America, Europe, Asia. You've been all these places too. The like baseline bed comfort level at like, let's say you just go to like a middle of the road hotel chain. If that is what we're calling like typical standard of bedding for that country, just there's nowhere close. I'm at a Fairfield Inn and Suites, and I can tell you that this twin bed behind me is going to be infinitely more comfortable than anything I slept on in Italy or France.
Couldn't agree more. I
just get it.
This is just upsetting me.
Why don't Europeans like themselves? Why don't they want to be more comfortable?
Well, some of the Swedish people do.
A little too much, if you ask me.
Right.
A little too much.
Right. Like $650,000 too much.
Roughly. I mean, arguably more than that, but yeah.
Sure.
Wow. Okay. So I do have one travel
I'm like
related
legitimately
story.
angry that this exists. Like I this isn't even
Tim,
playing it up for the show. Like I'm angry at that.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The thing is, that's out of a lot of people's price range. Right?
Yeah.
Understatement of the year.
And so there was one on sale. Okay.
Oh, what a Bargoon City. Yeah.
How
many doubloons was this one?
Screen. Sorry, I'll hold it up to the screen. This one was only 128,051 pounds.
That one better at least come with a condo.
Somebody peed on that one, I think. I would love to I feel like I know somebody. Becky knows somebody that knows Drake pretty well. I feel like we should ask them to ask Drake if it was worth it.
Do you think he even knows how much it cost?
I don't care if he knows how much it costs. I just
to be like, give me the best bed.
I just wanted to know.
How do you advertise that? Like, there was a story I heard years ago that they stopped trying to advertise or like have booths for Rolls Royces at car shows, and instead they now like try to convince you to buy a Rolls Royce while you're buying a private jet, right? Because they're just like, if you're dropping a couple million on a jet, it makes you'll drop $250,000 on a Rolls Royce.
That's why you can't.
Where do they do that?
They don't want to. They don't want to degrade the brand.
So I had one annoying travel experience, which actually wasn't on my 31-hour trip back from Singapore. It was also ANA, hell of an airline. Wow. That was impressive.
Europeans don't do mattresses, but they do airlines.
Yeah.
Well, that one's Japanese.
Well, sorry. Anyone but America does airlines.
I don't know, man. American Airlines international planes lately have been pretty solid. And I've flown on a couple Lufthansa flights, which planes were a little old, a little dated. But this ANA, wow, what an experience. What an interesting layout they had. Anyway, this morning flying to Atlanta, this is going to go in the book, man. This is another one that goes in the book that we are going to write about plane etiquette, right? So we land. You have had to put your carry-on baggage further back on the plane than your seat. It happens, right? If you are in a rush of some kind to catch a connecting flight, I get it. You kind of have to do whatever you got to do, and that's fair play. But when you have absolutely nothing to rush to, here's what I don't love is once everybody stands up, this person didn't even like try to be quick on the draw and like as soon as the belts went off, pop the belt and sprint back as far as they could, right? Everybody was standing and then it was kind of oh, hey, my bag's 4 or 5 rows back that way. And the guy in the aisle was kind of like, okay, sure. And so moved kind of out of the way. And then this person had to like size their way through all the people to get to where their bag was.
Oh, I know where this is going and I already hate them.
Kind of annoying, but like, whatever. The then deciding to carry the suitcase back through all said people to get back to their original row. Nope. Arrestable offense. Arrestable offense. You got back there against the grain, pissing people off, rubbing up against people, got your bag, and then carried it almost overhead, but couldn't quite get it all the way overhead. So it was like almost dragging it across people's heads to get up there. You. Absolutely not. And I then followed this person off the plane. No rush whatsoever. Not even remotely in a rush.
Yeah.
Inexcusable.
I think everybody who hits a certain tier of frequent flyers, you should be able to designate one person for the no-fly list. Like for every 100,000 miles you fly, I think you should get one where you just be like, you're not allowed to fly anymore.
No, I just think they should hand out book. I feel like we should write this book, and then we'll do a deal with all the airlines that every time, once a year, if you book an airline ticket, you have to read this manual.
It'll be like the Gideon Bible, but for planes.
Yeah, right. And everybody should have to read it. And look, there are exceptions to the rule, to all rules. This was not one of them. And this person, oh man, really didn't love it. Didn't love it.
How do you feel about like asking somebody like, hey, mine's like right there. It's a row behind. Like, could you grab it past
75 years old.
If it's one row back and I can reach it from where I'm standing, that's fine. I don't care. That doesn't bother me.
So I feel like I've been asked a lot and I've never minded. I've just been like,
no, that doesn't bother me. But like, again, that person didn't have to go against anybody. I didn't have to elbow anybody out of the way to get it. Nobody was really inconvenienced in that exchange. But like, wait until everybody was up, going against the grain, going upriver, and then carrying the bag back. Just stand there. Just stay there. Just wait. It was 4 rows and you weren't going anywhere. What are we doing? Speaking of travel, you had a nice long flight back the other day from jolly old London.
I did.
Your flight. How was little Benny boy?
I don't have any travel stories, guys. Everything was incredibly smooth. Ben was
saw some
great.
adorable pictures of him just sleeping on your chest while you were watching a movie.
It's very cute.
Everyone loves him. I was nap trapped a lot of the flight, but that's okay.
Nice.
I'll enjoy those moments while I got him. And yeah, we got back Tuesday night and everything. Babies do get jet lag. I will say that.
Oh, that makes sense.
They do understand time zones. So he's a little.
Was he up early?
It's not that he was up early, because he's always kind of up early. It's that at 2:00 he was like, "Put me to bed," and we're like,
interesting.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, pal. We're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna play. We're gonna read books. We're gonna do everything but go to bed. So that's been interesting. I don't know how that's gonna go the next couple of days, but that's fine.
Is it hard? Like, is he just get super cranky and you have to just find ways to keep him? Because like, don't babies just cry when they're tired or hungry or poopy or whatever?
Yes, but
they're a lot like me in that regard.
Yes, I know. I wasn't going to say it, but
all babies have cues, and you learn to read them. When he's tired, he rubs out of his eyes and yawns. So it's pretty.
I feel like it's a pretty normal human response to being tired. Yeah.
Pretty universal. So
it's gonna be super cute when he does it, though.
Yes, and they're all red and bloodshot. You're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad
guy.
But no, we had a wonderful trip. Very glad we went. And yeah, back. I'm kind of on your program a little bit, not to your extreme, but I leave tomorrow, go to Charlotte in the sim. Then exciting, get to drive a race car on Monday. Actually, I'm getting to drive a race car a ton this winter, which is very weird considering testing was supposed to be less, but it's
why do you get
much
to
more.
What else are you testing? Why, when, where, and how?
Yeah, so we're doing a team test at Indy Road Course on Monday, and then the following week I'm doing a 2-day IndyCar series test at the Speedway, and then first week in November I'm doing a 2-day Firestone test at Phoenix.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I mean, it's awesome getting a lot of time in the car during this down period, which is great. It's a very good problem to have. So pretty pumped
unexpected
about that.
seat time is always good. On that note, the Monday tests at IMS Road Course, you also have a couple others joining you. So Christian's with you, obviously.
Mhm.
Andretti Global's got Lockie Hughes driving the car, which is cool. Good for him. Happy to see that. Hunkos Hollinger has James Rowe. So a couple of the Indy Lights guys getting an opportunity.
Foyt has Collette again.
Foyt has Collette again. Dale's got Hauger again.
And RLL.
And then RLL, arguably with the headline grabbing one, it's got old Mick Schumacher making a return to high powered open wheel race cars, which is kind of cool. What do we think about old Mick giving it a run?
I'm curious to know what the purpose is. Like, is he evaluating IndyCar as an option? Because that's pretty cool. Or is this more, there's been a couple European guys that have come over just to do the test because I think they were sought out by teams. Hulkenberg came over. There's another one that I'm forgetting that there was really no interest in racing in the championship. It was just like, oh, they're really asking me to do this and they want me to do this. And why the hell not? Why wouldn't I? So I'm curious if it's that situation or if this is like Mick seeing if it goes well, if it's something that he would consider pursuing in 2026. So I don't know, but it'd be nice to find out.
It'd be cool. You should ask them while you're there.
I will.
Maybe I'll wait. It's on Monday.
Die Deutsch. Yes.
I might swing by. Might go say hi. Okay. Well, interesting. Again, it's a crafty move on the Rahal team's part because F1/2/3 drivers always kill it at IMS road course. So and so does that team. So he's going to go over and be like, oh my God, I'm P1 by a mile. IndyCar's awesome. I'm definitely in. That's not always how it goes. But they took Hulkenberg to Barber. I did one test. And he was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. That's really hard. I'm not doing this. They're taking a road.
I've heard from Alex Barber is great.
It's really fun. It is really fun when you get it. That's funny. I'm gonna try to swing by because that'd be fun to see how that all goes. Malukas had his first test in the Penske car at Gateway. Must be nice that Penske's allowed to run their driver. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Xfinity racing at all. Before we'll touch on F1 in a sec, but Connor Zilisch is pretty good at driving stuff.
I've never watched an Xfinity race. That's not true. The only Xfinity races I've ever watched are the ones that Connor's
Sage.
But I don't know anything about it other than every Monday, it seems, I read the headline that Connor Zilisch wins again. And I'm just like, is he that good? Or is he just that good?
He's the kid who fell off the car, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And he's come back. He won his first race back, I'm pretty sure, and has won everything. He's won 10 races in Xfinity. That's from a guy who didn't race ovals until like 2 years ago.
Bro,
he didn't come up.
Like he might be the best race car driver in North America.
Like he's on the list, man. Like it's pretty
right
fascinating.
Here.
We know, Tim. We know. And
how is he in Mario Kart?
He's won in prototypes. He's like unstoppable. And this is going to sound stupid, but just bear with me here. MX5 Cup, he would drop in and like that type of racing, like the racecraft required is so specific and so unique. And he would just drop in and beat the regulars. Very good racer. Went into ovals, was good in trucks, was good in Xfinity, obviously. He's already been told he's going up to Cup next year. Like, the kid's killing it. And he's a Trackhouse development driver. And then I'm pretty sure SVG won the Cup race for Trackhouse. So they're having a pretty good run. Justin Marks is good at stuff, man. He's a pretty switched on dude. I like the cut of his jib. I like the way he's gone about that. No, anyway,
it's pretty incredible. Like we do know that in Xfinity there's a lot of differentiation in equipment.
There's
right?
Good equipment and bad equipment for sure.
There's a lot of manufacturer supported engines that are tiered, and certain ones with certain amount of horsepower kept for certain individuals. But even so, motorsports, as we know, is a very fickle, and there's a lot of variables. And so the fact that he is good enough with the equipment to
he's not the only one with the
variables,
right?
No, but he's not. You're absolutely right.
Because like when Cup guys were allowed to go run as many Xfinity races as they want, right? And guys like Kyle Busch would go run the entire series. Like Kyle Busch might not even win 10 of those a year, or like maybe he did,
he
but
would.
you got to be Kyle Busch good. Like that's a good sign
in
good equipment,
but also yes, in Gibbs equipment. Like
yeah.
yes.
But I'm saying like this is a kid who does not have Cup championships under his belt, coming back and playing with the kids. Anyway,
dude,
really impressive.
I know.
I want to see him run the Indy 500. I would love to see Zilisch run the 500. I want to see what he can do in an IndyCar because there's literally nothing they put him in that he can. Yeah, fair. I mean, maybe not for you, but for the entertainment value and my job, it would be great. So let's make that happen. Let's come on, everybody. He's a Red Bull athlete. Let's go Red Bull and let's go Chevrolet and let's get him into an IndyCar from Vroom. Well, Alex,
Red Bull and ECR used to have a relationship.
Did they?
Yeah, Ed was a Red Bull driver in IndyCar.
I had forgot that actually. So there you go. You got a Chevy Power team with a Red Bull relationship that are really good at the Speedway. Sounds pretty clever to me.
Let's see what he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make some calls.
So this weekend, F1, I'm sorry, I watched not a single lap.
Oh, wow. Really?
I did the old F1 TV 30-minute recap.
Always a money way to do it. It's a banger way to catch a race. Well, let me fill you in then.
I mean, I know the results, and I know the qualifying results, so I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
Yeah, you do. Except you don't know what happened in turn 1. And it's something that I really wish you had seen a clip of because I'd love your opinion on.
Do we want to just pause real quick and he can watch it?
So Russell was on pole, Max was second. Very, very interesting qualifying. So impressive, man. Like, kudos to you for racing an F1 car around that place. Like, I said this to you after I did the test in the car. I was like, I don't know how anybody drives those things around a track like Singapore. And you did that. So good for you because that's a handful of a race car to run around that place. George's lap was very impressive in qualifying. Fine, whatever. Lando was up until like basically the second last corner and ended up 5th. And Oscar was 3rd. So championship implications, right? Lap 1, Lando gets a awesome start. Lando goes past Oscar on the inside of turn 3. As he fires it up the inside, which, he got around the outside of 2. He had the line for 3. Brushes the back, overshoots a tiny bit, brushes into the back of Max, which causes an oversteer. So he bumps wheels with Oscar and goes by. Oscar doesn't hit anything. Oscar doesn't have any damage. Oscar does not lose more than just that one position, which he had every right to lose because he left the door open and Lando got him. He then got on the radio and was saying, oh, so we can just run into our teammates now? Like, should we not swap those back? This isn't fair. And all these sorts of comments, which did not seem like very Oscar-esque comments because normally he will make one comment for the sake of making fun of the papaya rules and then get on with his day job. But he kept leaning into this one. And if you watch it, it's not really that egregious a maneuver. Like teammate to teammate, maybe it makes it 1 degree more egregious, but it wasn't that bad at all. It was just racing.
I get it from the viewpoint that Oscar would have had in that moment,
having not been able to see the replay.
In his mind in that moment, right? It's tight quarters. He leaves the door open for his teammate. The next thing he knows, he's being hit and has to avoid hitting the outside wall, loses a spot, and he's like, what the why are we doing that? And he's pissed. So I don't have a problem with it, I guess.
But why? What did he want? Did he want them to swap positions? Did he think that was actually something that the team was going to entertain?
Well, there's been a lot of discussion and a lot of things made about these papaya rules, whether there are any rules or not. Who knows if there is a rule that if you hit your teammate and gain a spot from it, you have to give that back. I mean, that very well could be Rule 6 or Rule 1.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Maybe.
So, I don't know.
It's just, I feel like even if you want to bitch about what he did, it seems like a futile battle to try to make anything change in the right. If the stewards didn't see an issue with it, which per the racing rules in F1, there was nothing wrong with it.
McLaren has made they've created such a situation for themselves.
Right. This is their bed now.
rightly or wrongly, but like they're switching positions all the time. So why wouldn't he expect that?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I don't know. I was surprised. I thought you ask once and kind of assume that nothing's going to happen, and then just go on.
What I like is he wasn't he didn't take the George or the Albon approach and just like scream and throw his
hanging off
toys
the
out.
rev limiter.
No, he was just like, man, that doesn't seem right. Man, that's kind of up. Man, really? And not
very calm.
Yes. So like, I feel like he had a right to express that. I think that's fine.
And I feel like you guys even flagged this as an issue with McLaren doing this kind of swapping spots, that this was going to cause trouble down the line.
Yeah, I mean, there's a precedent.
For sure. It's like, because if there's one team that might be like, yeah, you're right. All right, swap positions back. Like, it could be them. So
I wonder.
Kudos to you guys for predicting this.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of people did. It was easy to see because it's a bit of an unprecedented situation. And I wonder though, like, is Oscar just kind of being crafty enough that he's thinking, like, is he thinking long term enough? Is he playing chess, not checkers, and thinking if I make a big enough deal out of this, it might buy me some favor in a different situation moving forward? Because if he feels really wronged, or like the perception is he feels really wronged within the team, the way they've tried so hard to keep everything fair and balanced, like maybe he's just filling up his sympathy tank for the team, so that next time they're like, remember in Singapore though, like we didn't help him out, and maybe this time maybe he's like actually like a stone cold killer and thinking this could help me 3 races down the line.
Okay, if that is the case, and not saying it is or isn't, but if that is the case, do you respect a driver for playing that game if it is part of the game?
Of course.
Right? Because like,
anything
there's
that
no
helps you win a
asterisk on the
championship,
trophy, right?
Yeah, anything that helps you win a championship, got to do it.
Yeah,
got to do it.
Okay, but I hesitate to think that's the case. I think if anything, he was a little embarrassed that he got done by his teammate in that situation, and was probably trying to rectify it so he didn't have to look back on it and be like, man, I'm an idiot for giving up that spot. Yeah.
It would be cool if in like 15 years he writes a biography and that's like in it, that was a conscious thing. Because you hear stuff like that, man. Like some of the mind games these guys play, and like back through history, some of the stories that you've heard, and that's not just in this sport, it's any athlete, right? So anyway, that was kind of the one drama. Some really good drives. I mean, Sainz both the Williams got disqualified in qualifying and had to start at the back, which, as you know, there sucks. And Sainz did like a 50 lap stint and then pit with 10 to go and with fresh tires just cut through the field into points. Very impressive. Behrman got points, which was very impressive. Alonso got good points, which was good. There was one kind of frequent complaint, though, I saw after the fact, and I do want to touch on it.
I saw this.
The complaint was twofold. The complaint was that there were some big misses from the director late in the race in terms of on-track action, which they then parlayed into, which I think is a completely separate thing, but the internet is dumb, and so they kind of put these two together. That too often the camera shows shots of celebrities and driver partners during the broadcast when there's racing happening on track. I want to address the second one first. Well, wait. Do you agree that these are separate issues, and that in this particular situation it was a confluence because people were just wanted to be mad? I know you didn't watch the race, but
I agree. It's separate. They are separate. I don't think they're separate issues because I don't think it's an issue, the celebrity better half situation. I think it's an issue. No, I think it's right. It's an issue. Not issues, an unfair word, because no human being can see everything that's happening all at once. But I do often think that there are a lot of good battles that are missed, not necessarily because people are focusing on pretty people, but because they're focusing on the leader, or they're focusing on the championship cars.
Yes. So I want to address the partners thing first and celebrities thing first. Okay. All the people that complain about those people getting any airtime, I think, are ignoring two facts. One, that there are a faction of the fans that do enjoy seeing that. So to ask the broadcast to never show it because you don't like it, that's a little bit short-sighted. The second point is simply that, guys, 90% of 90% of these races are actually quite dull, and they're just driving around in a line. Flashing away to other things every once in a while is not a problem. You're not missing anything. Now, I understand in Singapore, there were some concerns about late in the race. You missed some of Carlos's passes. You missed some of the Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton thing because Lewis's brakes were failing. There are two things, again, I want to bring up on this. Every single person that complained about this has never directed a race from a television broadcast standpoint. I'm confident. I don't know that, Alex, you're right, but I'm fairly confident. The reason that's difficult is because what triggered me was someone was like, oh, well, this never happens in other sports. Yeah, dude, in other sports, there's one thing happening. There's one ball. There's one player in possession of said ball or puck or whatever, and you just have to follow it around in a confined space. Motor racing is not the same. And it is impossible, even with multiple people watching multiple screens, to catch every battle all the time. This is a unique situation because all of the things that were being claimed to have been missed were happening right at the end of the race. What everybody that I saw complaining seemed to completely miss, fails to realize, was that at the front, two of the championship contenders were less than a second apart, and there was a battle for second place happening. So Carlos passing from 12th to 10th probably wasn't going to be enough to draw the attention away, lest you miss Lando firing up the inside of Max somewhere. So had this all happened earlier in the race, they would have had time to find these replays and get them through. If you watched any of the post-race, we covered all that. But to sit there and on the director or the decisions of the gallery because your guy made a couple sick passes that didn't make it on screen, you have to understand there's a bigger picture here. Also, it kind of speaks to the state of F1 that just because 4 passes were missed, the whole world's up in arms, because that's like 80% of the passes that happen at a track like that. But I'm throwing out a bit of love to anybody that has to direct motorsports, because it's very, very hard to do. And that was again, a unique set of circumstances where it was all happening at the end of the race. There was something important potentially happening at the front of the field. So breaking away, at no point in the last 10 laps were they cut into shots of, well, I shouldn't say that because I don't remember necessarily. I don't think cutting to any shot of a celebrity or a partner cost them missing any passes, right? Did some passes not make on the broadcast? Yeah, man. Do you have any idea how often that happens in every other form of motorsports? Alex, how many sick passes have you made for 6th that nobody saw on the broadcast? How many sick passes you made for 13th? Like, it happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys just have to, people just have to accept that it's not an easy thing to do. And motorsports is really, really different, man. And if you want to just watch your guy, buy F1 TV Pro, throw on his onboard and just watch him. If you want to watch the actual broadcast, you're going to miss some stuff.
Well done turning that into a commercial.
Not brought to you by F1 TV Pro, but
I hope on F1 TV, you're like plugging us as hard as you plug F1 TV on here.
I want you to know that you actually plugged it first by saying you watched the half-hour recap.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
I thought this was just what we were doing.
Tim? Are you supporting James in his paycheck?
Yeah.
I like how you used Alex's account, and Alex didn't even use his account to watch the race.
Somebody had to use it. I'm just making sure you're getting bang for your buck, Alex.
Do you want to know what pissed me off, actually? Do you want to know what really rubbed me the wrong way?
Tell me.
I made an effort because I was in England, right? So I was on the correct time zone for said event.
Geo-blocked in England.
So pissed. I was like, I'm actually going to use it because it was Saturday afternoon and I missed it. And I was like, I'm going to watch it back. Kelly's getting ready for dinner or whatever. I go into my F1 TV app, put in all my credentials, log in. Can't watch it. Can't do it. And I was like, this noise.
I was hoping that you were going to say that you logged in and it said too many devices logged in because Tim used it and that you weren't allowed to use it.
No,
funny.
Just geo-blocked.
Well, look, it was not a super exciting race, but George Russell did an amazing job and won. Max did an amazing job to finish second. Lando did a good job to get on the podium and close the gap a little bit. And I don't think we mentioned this or I talked about it, but
did anyone do a really job?
Yeah, the Alpines were pretty bad. Alpines were pretty bad. Hulkenberg crashed, I think, because of one of the Alpines. But yeah, there was a couple. The Ferraris weren't particularly strong. You know, it's all relative. It's all relative. And yeah, I did my first weekend leading the pre and post show stuff.
Oh,
which
yeah?
was a very big change. Yeah. So our regular lead presenter, Laura Winter, was not able to make this race. And our other presenter, Nikki Shields, had a conflict and they basically ran out of options. And so they gave me the big microphone and I had to lead all the pre and post race shows.
Because Tim couldn't make it from LA to Singapore that quick.
Because Tim couldn't make it. Tim was unavailable.
Right.
Dude, unrelated. The video that you posted from the Tuesday episode, I've seen so many comments about people and your hair. Your hair just got so much flack this week.
Hey,
weird.
Looked like
Okay.
I was just going to say comments, engagement around your hair. I'm not going to.
I understood what you meant. I understood. You didn't need
that's
to
also
clarify.
what I meant.
But he said it in a nicer way.
Yeah. I'm a nicer guy.
I do have two things I need to bring up just because before we wrap up. We all got sick in the Durham household. So I unfortunately had to miss DJ Clark's bachelor party. You don't know, DJ is usually doing the podium announcements at IndyCar race and he does a lot of the stuff like on the big boards for IndyCar. So DJ, sorry, I missed that. Excited for the wedding though. And more importantly, Taylor Swift made a song about Travis Kelce's being huge. And I feel like we need to we need to at least
talk about it again.
That I mean, I would be playing it nonstop if I were him. Yeah, it's a Redwood.
It's
like
it's
a
funny
weird
because
way to describe it.
When I watched part of his podcast when she came on and announced the album and all that stuff,
and they said it was their favorite songs.
He was like, some of their songs, he's like, some of these are bangers. They're bangers, real bangers. I'm like, I know which one he's talking about now.
Yeah. I didn't have anything to add to the discourse. I just thought it was important to mention.
Yeah, that's why we don't let you think very much. Well, on that bombshell, thanks for listening. Next week, we'll hear about Alex testing Indy cars at the Speedway, which will be fun.
And then we'll cover Nashville.
Oh, and I know, and I'm at Petit Le Mans. I'm racing Petit Le Mans this weekend. I forgot where I was. I forgot what I was doing. So we've got some racing and some testing to cover.
Oh, you actually get to drive. Thank God.
I get to go drive. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Well, good luck, man.
Thanks, dude.
I hope you remember how it works since March.
I had to sit in the car today and relearn all the buttons. I was like, what does this one do again?
Yeah.
And if I have to do this, I push that one, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I think we're good. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Should be fine. Yeah.
It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
Nashville next week. This has been Off Track with Hinch and Rossi. Off Track is part of the SiriusXM Sports Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, please give a 5-star rating and leave a review. Subscribe today wherever you stream your podcasts. We are at Ask Off Track on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at Hinchtown and at Alexander Rossi. If you want to follow Tim, though we have no idea why you would, he's at the Tim Durham on Twitter. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel for exclusive video content. Off Track is produced by Tim Durham, and by that we mean Tim.